Polight, Rolls Royce Diaries, and I'm here taking my kale apple ginger spirulina and E3 live with my ginger shot because you know I got all these wives and I gotta make sure I boost those testosterone levels. You feel what I'm saying? Because you used to have the levels of over 650 to be considered a healthy man, and if your testosterone levels was under 650, then what would happen is you would have to need to get hormonal therapy. Testosterone is a hormone. Hormones give instructions. Hormones are instructions. So testosterone gives you instructions to facilitate in this world as a man. Gives you a deep voice. Gives you these extra hairs around our body. Gives us that muscularity, that strength. So, you know, one of the things you can use to boost your testosterone levels, because right now it's socially acceptable to have a testosterone level of 350, which is crazy. So our masculinity is on a decline. But one of the things you can use to boost your testosterone levels is ginger. Plus it has ginger sol in it, which is an antioxidant that repairs the DNA, more especially in the case, in the brain. I need this for my mind. Real talk. But let's talk about this money too. Because when you look up the word wealth, etymologically the word wealth alludes to wellness. Yeah, that's my joint right there. Rolls Royce Diaries. That's the Rolls right there. Mortgage on wheels. But wealth literally breaks down to wellness, which means to heal. So that's why when I say wealth is health, I mean that literally. Wealth is health, because that's the original intention of the word wealth. If you go to my story, you're going to see a testimonial. I got several of them coming to you. Young brother, he goes by T-Walk the Hawk on Instagram. His credit score was in the 500s. I got him to 806 and landed him over $150,000 in credit. So for all the suckers that was out there, when I said you could pay $2K to get access to anywhere between $100,000 and $300,000, for all of y'all that was doubting me, all of y'all that got into the program a month ago, 2 months ago, or even 3 months ago, because people are using COVID as an excuse, so sometimes it prolongs the process. Trust and believe, people are getting their money right now. Every week, people are getting a bag right now. When I put out that post to let people know this is what I'm doing, people are now getting their bread. So make sure you check out that Instagram story so you can see. That's the first testimony right there. And I'm also going to show you his previous credit and when it turned into 800. Right now, I just got his visual and his audio testimony. But I also collected the data of what his credit report looked like prior and then after. And understand, some people that don't do testimonies, it ain't that they didn't get what they wanted. It's just the fact that it's personal and they don't want everybody to know all the money they came up on, because, you know, that's how it is in our community. Sometimes people find out you got money, they want to rob you, or your family members stress you out and they don't understand you got a vision for what you want to do. So much power and respect for those of you that are giving me the testimonies for the monies that you got and for your credit scores going up. I appreciate you, because that's your personal business and we don't necessarily have to be posting people's personal business. So I respect and appreciate those of you who take the risk and make the sacrifice and are willing to post your results, because that's nobody's business, the money you make. And that's what people got to understand here, how tedious and technical it is to be posting people's testimonies, because again, you don't know people's living situation for them to be letting people know how much money they made or have available to them. I only have one account, so let's start with the Fugazi crazy accounts. Those are all frauds. I only have this one account. So you go to brotherpolight45@gmail.com, leave your full name and your phone number. When you're ready to pay $2,000 to get access to over 100 grand in credit, as well as fix your credit. I'm gonna leave it in the caption as well. Brother, POLIGHT45@gmail.com. Leave your full name and your phone number when you're ready to pay your $2K to get access to over 100K credit, as well as fix your credit. Always leave your full name and your phone number. Just email me at brotherpolight45@gmail.com. Nah, this ain't even to pay 7 bands back. This is just You want to get your credit hooked up and fixed. And understand this. People say, but what if you got good credit? Your credit's not good if you can't get things with it. So a lot of people, I've managed to get people access to over 200 grand in money with just a 630 credit score. People with 750 credit scores can't even get access to 100 grand or even 50,000. You know why? Because what you're alleging or purportedly, what you purport to be good credit is still bad credit, because credit is not good unless you can use it to your better advantage. There's a lot of credit nuances that you don't know about. Everything from credit card redlining, where you could be ostracized or alienated based on the zip code that you live in, because they can't condemn you based on your race, but what they can do is deny you of certain credit based on your zip code. But you know, races exist in clusters per the zip codes, so that's a little trick that they pull, and I got ways around that. Also, they may be most likely they're using the way you take money in and out your bank account, and it's working against you, just like if you was using a credit card. They want you to keep X amount of percentage of your money's in the bank that goes in. So at the end of the month, you might put a few thousand in your bank account, but you might have to use it because your income to expense ratio is compromised. So that means most of the money you make, you have to pay in bills. So it's making you look bad because it looks like you're spending most of the money that you get, because you probably are. But that shouldn't have to be held against you. But that's why you got to send a correspondence out to check systems or LexisNexis and let them know you don't want your bank account usage to be used against you, because you do have to spend most of your money as it comes in. So just like with a credit card, they don't want you to spend more than 36.6% of the monies that is allotted to you per the credit, right? So if you have $1,000 credit limit, then you're not supposed to spend more than $366.66 of it by the time the bill is due. So in that same respect, they do the same thing with people's bank accounts. But how many of you know you're supposed to keep a certain percentage of the money you put into your bank account and leave it there and not tap into more than 30% of it? How many of you knew that? Of course you don't. But that doesn't have to be held against you if you send the proper correspondences out to the right financial institutions and credit bureaus. So little stuff like that. It's a whole lot of game. So this is why I'm telling you, those of you who think you got good credit, first of all, most of you only know about TransUnion, Experian, Equifax, and FICO, but you don't realize that there's over 30 credit bureaus and financial institutions you have to deal with, because they got these CDAs, or consumer data aggregation, right? And what they do, there's data being solicited about you so they can understand the predictability of the consumer. Just pay the credit off. Just pay the credit off and don't use it. That's horrible advice. Having credit available to you and not using it is worse than using it. It's actually better you grow credit by being in debt. You don't grow credit by not using it. That's crazy. You're gonna wind up having a slim file and you won't be able to do nothing with it because you have no credibility. You can't leverage your history of borrowing to get something in exchange because you've been doing nothing with it. So that's horrible advice. You have to use your credit. You can't sit there afraid to use it. Otherwise, you'll be one of those people with good credit that can't do nothing with it. This is all true. There's a lot of ghetto information circulating. The internet is a very powerful tool, but can also be very divisive. There are a bunch of ghetto scholars on the internet, so you gotta be careful. And there's no disrespect to the person that put that comment there. That's just in general. That's a fact. Knock out this last ginger shot and we're gonna keep building. Same thing. Use your credit card. Use the credit card. It's the same thing. So whether you said don't use the credit or you don't use the credit card, same thing. You should use it. You probably don't want to have more than 2 credit cards if you're getting started, and you want to make sure you have a balance transfer option. So when you go over the credit limit for the first one, you can allocate the excess amount of funds into the second card. It'll show that you can make intelligible decisions as a consumer. So in other words, if you're not supposed to spend more than 36.6% of the credit allotted to you, if you find that you wasn't, let's say you're not supposed to spend more than $500 of the credit allotted to you, but you go over $700, send $300 of that bill to the other credit cards so you can be under the utilization. Right, you busting a move like that, your credit will go up. Not all the time, but especially the first time or two that you do it, your credit will go up because they'll say, oh, this person knows the game. You just want to be under that 36.6%, but I always tell people don't spend more than 30%. So it's part of the game, because you get a $1,000 credit on your credit card, you're really not supposed to spend about $366, but I say don't spend more than $300. But you could actually, that's another nuance. You actually want to spend more than the amount allotted to you, but by the time it's due, you want to owe zero. So what's wild is people have credit cards, but they keep using their debit cards. Get the credit for spending on your credit card, but just make sure when it's time for the bill, it's down zero. So now your utilization ratio is going to be powerful, because let's say you have a $1,000 credit, but you spend $4,000 in a month, but when the bill is due, you owe nothing. That's going to increase your loan ability, your credibility, your credit status, and all. So it's just like, let's say it's like all of us go out to eat right now, and it's a bill. Everybody's going to chip in, right? So what you do, you take your credit card out, you say, hey, everybody give me the cash. I'll just cover it on my credit card. When you get all that cash, pay that bill off tomorrow or that night. But get the credit for spending that whole time, but put it back at zero. And they understand there's two dates. There's the billing date, right? And then there's the actual date that they check to see if you use the credit card, which is normally 3 to 5 days apart. So the date that you're used to isn't as significant as the other date. So your credit card actually has 2 dates for you to pay. If you play the game right, you'll never have to pay interest on your credit card. So long as on that second date you don't owe nothing, you can basically use your credit card for free. You'll never have interest. There's the date they tell you that the bill is due, and then after the bill is due, you say, oh shit, I can use it the day after, the day after that. But then what happens is there's another date where there's reporting taking place, where they go to see if you owe any monies, and that's when that APR hits. So if you play the game right, you'll never have to pay interest ever. I know this shit sounds crazy, but again, from pre-K to 12th grade, you go to school for 14 years. You don't learn nothing about food, clothing, or shelter, at least in the schools we grew up in. So by the time you're supposed to be an adult, you don't know how to fill out your first-time homeowner's application. Never learn. You don't know nothing about credit utilization. What class teaches you that? So from pre-K to 12th grade, 14 years of going to school, all the tools that you're supposed to have to be able to thrive in society as an adult, you don't really have none. So the only thing we feel is suffice to do is, let me go back to school. Let me go back to school, and hopefully they teach me the game by the time I go to higher learning. And I'm not against going to school. I'm just against going to school under false pretense. Maybe if you want to be a neurosurgeon or something, go to school for that. Get properly credentialed and get that done. But to go to school for business and administration or something like that, that's wild. Save your money. It's not worth the debt you're going to accumulate. Call your credit card company and ask them for the 2 dates. Ask them tell them you know your billing date, right? And then you want to know the reporting date. So there's the billing date that you probably know about, and then there's the reporting date. You'll find out you have 2 dates. And then you'll be saying to yourself, what the fuck? Why y'all ain't tell me this in the first place? So call them and ask for the 2 dates. Say, I got the billing date. What's the reporting date? And then they'll let you know the reporting date. And then that's the date you want to make sure you know. And you want to owe zero. Stop spending cash in your pocket. Stop using your debit card. Use your credit card as much as you can, so you can go past the dollar amount that's on your limit, but make sure you owe nothing when the time comes, and then spend the shit all over again. Because that's going to empower you. So if I got a $5,000 credit card limit, I want to spend $10,000, $15,000 in a month. But I want to know by the time it's time to report, I owe nothing. You don't get no love for spending your cash. You don't get no love for spending out your debit card. What they tell you, if you use your debit card 10, 15 times, they won't charge you. Like, come on, use your credit card, man. Use that shit as much as you can. Just don't owe nothing when it's time to report. and that's going to loan you a great deal of credibility. You can leverage that. And this is why I said knowing things like this is the difference between someone having a so-called good credit score and can't do nothing with it, and someone having a lesser credit score and doing a lot more because your file too slim. How I get all this info, I got too much baddies around me to be reading. Oh, I read. And no matter how beautiful and voluptuous the women are around me, they're only around me because they love the knowledge, which means they're also helping me process the data. Spend over your credit limit. What do you mean, how can you spend over your credit limit? Spend more than what they have allotted to you, meaning spend more than a dollar amount during the month. That's what I mean. So if you have a $2,000 credit limit, spend, pay it back, spend, pay it back, spend, pay it back. Go over the amount in total. So spend like $10,000 or $8,000 or $6,000 off that card. In order to accomplish that, you will obviously be paying it back as you keep spending. But it's the utilization ratio that you want. You want it to show that I can spend 3-4 times that of the amount of money that was accredited to me and still owe nothing by the time y'all report. Not based on the billing date, but the reporting date. We'll be having class this Saturday, brotherpolight.com. Go to brotherpolight.com for the courses. But I'm going to leave it in the caption as well, if you're ready for the CRM credit restoration. What you do, you hit me on brotherpolight45@gmail.com. Leave your full name and your phone number when you're ready to get the service. Also, check out the story, because one of my testimonials are there. That's right. And I've also helped out people on the money team. Floyd Mayweather's money team, I helped repair people's credit over there as well. It's not a game. This is what I do. The date that usually comes first is the billing date. Then the reporting date comes sometime in between 3 to 5 days. So that's the tricky part. Because when you think you're in the clear, you done paid the bill already. Now you owe again, and there goes the reporting date. It's all love. Make sure y'all share this video as well. You know, when I teach, these videos disappear. I'm against guidelines. I don't know. It gets tricky. Hopefully, they don't find nothing wrong with this. Not using no vulgarity. What the heck? Yeah, you hit me at brotherpolight45. Spell polite the way I spell it. POLIGHT. Brother POLIGHT 45@gmail.com. Send your full name and your phone number when you're ready to make this bread and change your life. 2K will give you access to over 100K. Need help understanding? Send me a request. Let me see if let me see. The person that said they need help understanding, I just put a request in for you to speak. So you can ask me questions right now if you need to. If you don't take the request, it is what it is. But you can also ask your questions. I'm reading in the comments to see what the questions are. Hey, there you go. Blessings in abundance. Let's see if I can hear you. Let's hear you talk.
Yeah, hello?
Hey, peace, brother.
Yeah, can you hear
So
me?
what part, hey, peace, what part do you need help understanding?
So, like,
Oh,
okay, like, well, first, I don't have 2K. Yeah, I don't have
that ain't
2K off top, but just say if I save up, say if I save up for 2K and then I give it to you, like, I don't know what I'm really benefiting from. I know you say you help with people credit and you give them access to over 100 grand,
man.
but I guess I don't really
You don't know
understand.
the benefit of, hold on. You don't know the benefit of paying 2K and getting access to over 100 grand?
Well, I'm saying, why does it have to be 2K? Why couldn't it be 500, 800? Why
Because
specifically 2K?
2000
Mm-hmm.
is what I'm charging, because it's the least that people could pay with all the effort I have to put forth and the money we have to spend, because some of the petitions cost us money to send out on your behalf. We have compendiums, affidavits of fact, and memorandums that we send out. I have to pay the attorney and my staff that's helping us out, and plus make a profit for myself. So I've calculated
Mm-hmm.
the amount of money that is suffice, and I'm not getting paid enough to do this. I should be charging way more.
Mm-hmm.
So 500 is BS. 2,000 is damn near free. I should be charging a lot more, because I
Oh,
got other
okay, so
people that,
actually, it's
because I'm
more.
I'm not sitting
Yeah.
here. I'm not
Okay.
sitting here. Hold on. I'm not sitting here processing everybody's paperwork, mailing it out, and then getting back to people and answering calls. I'm not doing that. So someone has to get paid for that. So you can't be the only one benefiting, and then everybody else got to work for you for free. You see what I'm saying? Hello? Hello? Okay. So let's get this guy out of here. All right. Boom. I thought we had a serious question. How's he benefiting? Like, you got a problem with the price, say so. But I should have to explain that the price is predicated upon paying people to help service, because I'm flying around, I'm traveling around. I should also get paid for what I do. But the people helping me should get paid for what they do, because I'm not going to be sitting here playing phone lines all the time and sending out emails all the time and then going to the post office mailing things out. That's insane. So yeah, as far as the price, why can't it be 500? I gave you an answer respectfully. It should be more, because I'm not getting paid the most out of everybody that's doing the work, and that's what's insane. But I figure if people get their bread, then what should happen is they should show me some love on the back end. Like, yo, good looking, P. I got 120 back. My man T-Walk, when T-Walk got his bread, he attempted to give me too much money. He said, yo, I was only expecting to get 100 grand. I got over 150. Son tried to give me everything over 100, and I said, that's too much. I said, I take the 10 bands, though. But I said, yo, that's too much, man. That's too much. I'm not going to do that to you. Yeah, something wilding. He said 500. Tripping. You want to spend 500 and get six figures. You know how much bullcrap we done spent our money on and got nothing back in return? We done bought sneakers around $500 and never asked how do we benefit from it? We done bought big ass TVs for our house and never asked how do we benefit from these big ass flat screen TVs? You saw the benefit in it, right? For hanging it on your wall and watching stuff that don't make you money. But whenever it's time to invest, we want to know, man, we got all these miscellaneous questions that are all technically weird when you consider it. How much we spend money on things that do nothing for us. So you just got to take yourself serious enough and decide this is something you need to do, invest in yourself. You know, we have a tendency, we'll spend money on a lot of stuff that doesn't make us no money, and our stomach don't hurt. But then we'll spend money, when it comes time to spend money on something that's an investment, our stomach starts hurting. That's weird. I mean, we buy all sorts of video games, TV, clothes, all sorts of stuff, right? Go to strip club, do all sorts of stuff, spend money. Stomach never hurts. The second you find out you could possibly make some money back in return, once you find out you can make some money back in return, suddenly you feel like throwing up. Yo, bro, but I gotta pay rent. But yo, just stop fronting like you don't be spending bread on things that make you no money. It's only when there's the possibility of you getting something back that we get weird, because we so far into investing, we get weird. But what you do know is all that other BS you be buying is definitely giving you nothing back. This is supposed to give you something back, but we start getting weird because we think the intelligent thing to do is start being scared. Now, it won't be the first time you spend money and got nothing back on something. Roll the dice on yourself. Invest in yourself. Make sure you share this video. Gotta invest in yourself, people. Rolls Royce, diaries, invest in yourself. Shit. What made me really proud when you go to my Instagram story, make sure you go to my Instagram story when this is done. What makes me proud is the fact that the young brother, you know, bought him a nice car, and he likes so many different things from the different cars that I let him drive in when he's, you know, when I got to meet him because he paid for it. The thing is, when I met him, he paid for an in-person consultation. I was really fond of his energy and his zeal, and I said, you know what? If you don't mind, I'll pay you through some security, stay out here with me, and I'll teach you in the process, just to keep him around me. I say, I ain't charging you no more. I charge $1,000 to see me in person, to speak to you for an hour. He paid the $1,000. I grew so fond of his energy. I said, where you from? He said, Utah. That's T-Walk the Hawk. I said, stay out here, man. You can stay in my mansion. I got an event coming on, and you can do security, and I'll teach you in the interim. If that's good for you, you ain't got to pay nothing. I'll cover everything else. All you got to do is stay in the crib. He stayed out here. Man, that man learned so much from me. He moved out here just to be close to me. I let him stay in my mansion for a while. He got on his feet. He was gone in like 3 weeks. Started figuring his thing out. But the thing is now, like, he put the lights in his ceiling from the Rolls Royce because he loved the Rolls Royce. I had him drive into the Lambo. He liked how the doors come up, so he made his doors go up in his car. So his car is like a composite of 3 or 4 different types of cars that I allowed him to drive when he was out here. But the beautiful thing about it is he has his own, and he's doing his thing. You know, and that's what I love, man. I love to see progress, man. The young brother's doing his thing. I'm so proud of him, man. I'm so proud of him. So, and to see his happiness, to see that glee, like, yo, he's like, you know, he's been getting turned down. He's been afraid to even use his name because every time he uses his name, it comes with shame because he can't get nothing because his credit is bad. So he said it was the weirdest feeling that he could just use his own name, walk into a dealership, get the car, get his own apartment. He says like his life has been restored. I only showed a small version of that video. I'm gonna go live with him probably tomorrow. We're gonna be surgical with these testimonies so you can really see what's going on here. But definitely, I'm changing lives. I'm changing lives. And so all the people that doubt it, oh, when's it coming? Or, oh, it was a few days off or 2 weeks off. Or, oh, sometimes I get people the money first and then go on retrograde and boost their credit because sometimes I don't need to boost their credit that much and I know people want that money. Other times I get the credit going first. I have to boost your credit so I can get you access to the money. It depends on what city, state you're from, what type of negative items you have in your report. So it varies. But I'm definitely for the people, and I do my best to service them the best way I know based on their specific interests and needs. But yeah, I show love. But I'm proud of him. So to see him pull up in his car and his doors going up, and I'm looking at the ceiling, and that's how he chooses to spend his money. He ain't squander it. But these are things that was important to him. He needed to get back on the road. You know, he needed a new car. He didn't go crazy and jump out the window and blow the whole bag on the vehicle, but he got something really nice. And he invested his money properly. You feel what I'm saying? And I respect that. I respect that. And he got him a nice apartment, moved into this new state, came up with a business plan that I helped him out with. And he ain't playing, man. Motherfucker got his bread. He pulled up to the park. I was hooping. I said, man, he said, I just want to show you my success, bro. I got a new apartment. I got a new crib. And I'm like, yo, man, that made me feel so good, man. I felt so fucking good, man. Part of my language, man. It's just good because I seen when he came out here from Utah. I seen what he was going through. And when I was letting him live in the crib, he could have just took that experience and did nothing with it, but he did something with it. So that's why he's my favorite testimonial right now. Because I know his story. I'm not even telling. It's up to him to tell his story. But the brother was going through it, and he needed a place to live. But he never attempted to use me. And the thing was, the little money he had, he invested in the knowledge. And that $1,000 that he invested to speak to me for 1 hour. And then I found out he didn't even have that much money, but he used that $1,000 to talk to me for 1 hour. I made it worth his freaking while. I said, there's no way you're going to speak to me for an hour for $1,000 and be struggling and not have gained from something I told you within this hour. But I took the extra step and said, just stay in the damn crib. I got space, man. I ain't tripping. And I gave him trust because he was in my house, like one of my cribs. I gave him a lot of trust, man. For the jackass that's saying show proof, go on my Instagram story, first of all, and see the real human being with his name tag. Second of all, if you listen to the rest of the video, I'll say I'm going to show his credit report next. But guess what? At the end of the day, y'all can say all that shit is fabricated. In this world, the best thing I can give people is the knowledge. Because when you look up what I'm teaching, then you can say, damn, that man used nothing but facts. If I gave you free game right here, while just sitting here about credit utilization, call your credit card company, find out there's 2 dates, not 1 date. If you see me out here giving you free information like that, that's your goddamn proof. Because guess what? You can see Mayweather saying, go to Brother Polight to fix your credit. You still asking me for proof. What the hell stake he got? I ain't pay him to say that. That's something he felt like saying because I'm helping people in his camp. That's not enough, right? A billionaire says it and it's not enough. You see actual people with their names tagged when you go to their posts. That's not enough. The best thing that you could do is just listen to what I teach, look up the information and say, yo, I didn't know that. And if he has this information and he's just giving a plethora of information just like this at random, I ain't got no papers or nothing around me. I ain't got nothing around me that I'm reading off of. All of this is up here. If you notice that, yo, I'm just kicking all this knowledge like this for free, then you say to yourself, imagine what he could offer me in terms of the service. That's it. That's the proof is in the knowledge. Because every time I show proof, you ask for more proof. Oh, no, you paid him to say that. I paid a billionaire to say something nice on my behalf about my business. You know what he gets paid to promote other people's businesses? You know what it would cost if I had to like pay him? Not to say that I don't got the bread, but goddamn. Like, come on, that's his credibility on the line. That's his credibility on the line. So let's be for real. But you see, that's our people. So the best thing I always say is this. You know what? Study. Take heed to the information and make it happen. But again, you go to brotherpolight.com. Brother Polight. Well, you go to brotherpolight.com for the classes. But also you go to brotherpolight45@gmail.com when you're ready to purchase a service. God damn, why you ain't tell me I had good looking to the person that told me wipe my goddamn lips? My goodness. Got me out here looking crazy. Them ginger shots, boy. Got me looking crazy out here. Thank you to the brother that said, yo, wipe your damn lips. I can't see in this sunlight, so I ain't know I was looking crazy. But thank you. I definitely wiped them off, man. Thank you so much. It's all right. Now I got to destroy the stream and get rid of all the information. No, I'm joking. It just happens. It happens. It's all good. But thank you for telling me. Because I can't see with the sunlight. I can see me, but it's like in a blur, the way it's bouncing off the screen. But yeah, I appreciate y'all. Hell yeah, that shit was all over me. Fuck it, it's all right. That ginger is all right. Well, we gonna make it happen, man. brotherpolight45@gmail.com. Leave your full name and your phone number. Leave your full name and your phone number. Full name and phone number when you're ready to pay the $2,000 to get access to the 100K plus. I'm also leave in the caption my email, and you leave your full name and phone number when you're ready to get that CRM, that credit restoration microwave. Blessings and abundance onto you all. I appreciate y'all. Through the knowledge, look up what I be teaching. And I give enough free information out just so you can start moving forward and doing what you got to do. But don't say no one ever told you. Don't say I never created the opportunities for you. Don't do that. And again, if you just want the courses, I got the 9 income stream course where I teach you 9 different ways to make money off of your phone. That's $150. People say, why you got to be $150? I say, how come it ain't $1,500? What is you talking about? Like, I'm teaching you 9 different ways to make money off the phone. The reason why I show my lifestyle is not to brag and make people feel insecure about their living situation. I show my lifestyle so people see it's consistent. I'm not making money today and broke tomorrow. I'm constantly up 1 year to the next. Because anybody that's teaching about it, if I'm telling you the white man's the devil and all this, and we need to put our boots on their neck, then I should be living that and manifesting that. And I should be getting locked up periodically for the hate crimes that I'm perpetuating. You know what I'm saying? You know, people like to teach you a bunch of stuff that they're not actually employing. Me, I like to show you, oh, this is me. I'm getting it in. I'm making it happen. That's what I like to do. That's what I like to do. I like to show and prove. I like to let you know what you see is what you get. So that way, you know, I'm not faking the funk. Because these Negroes will say, yo, he renting the car every damn day of the year. Before they just say, yo, you know what, it's really his shit. And then the thing is, you will have too much people that's around me in real life that can say, nah, that shit's fake. But what y'all really don't know, I'm even more turned in real life. Because anybody that's ever been around me, know I'm about 10, 15 people deep. I take care of everybody in my circle. It's my responsibility to make sure my people are happy and having a good time, because I want to empower them with great experiences so they can be motivated to create some of their very own with people that's dear to them and special in their heart. So when I see good people, I collect a group of good people and I go out and I have a good time. And I don't ask nobody for nothing back. And I don't look at nobody like they freeloading. It's in my heart to want to do nice things with people, because I feel like they deserve that because they're positive people. In fact, I serve to people around me. I put myself below them. I raise them above me. And I treat them. I pull the chair out for them. I make sure I get them the best food. I don't even eat a lot of the stuff that they be ordering. I don't judge nobody for those times we going out. I just eat my greens and do my thing. I might have some hot sake, you know what I'm saying? Red wine, you know, do my thing. But I just love to treat people great. So people that know me, they'll tell you I don't even post 3/4 of my turn up. And people are already overwhelmed by what I post. My shit be super lit, you heard? I be super turned. But, you know, people, if you know, you know. People know me. They know what it is. But blessings in abundance. I'll talk to you guys. Make sure you contact me, touch base.